Before I get into this, I just want to ask you guys, especially if you live in Cape Town, or actually if you know this South African parking system, what happens if you don't pay for your parking? Because I don't know if I'm going to jail. But let me actually get into my compilation for episode 2. So welcome you guys. It is another episode of Wild Financial Stories. So if you're new to this segment, it's basically a couple of stories that I've pulled out from online or that I've heard via word of mouth, where I believe people have made kind of suspicious financial decisions. But you'll see that as much as it's wild financial stories, a lot of them are actually pretty common. So watch out, make sure you are not participating in some dodgy things that will leave you financially crippled. And if you guys do have any stories that you do want to share, make sure you do send me an email at nokuhle.templates@gmail.com. I will also leave my email down below, so reach out to me. All right, cool, let's get right into it. I love these stories because, you know what, I, like most people, love ndabas. I love gossiping, obviously not like in a bad way, but like I love ndabas because it's like, what? And the best way to learn is by hearing other people's fumbles. So let's get right into the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Nokuhle and I am excited to be here.
My name is Nokuhle and I'm a personal finance creator. Some of the videos I've made include how to buy shares, top 10 affordable cars, how to file your taxes, side hustles, interviews, you name it, I've done it. Note, these videos do not constitute financial advice. My aim is to plant the idea, it's up to you to water it. And if you enjoy my content, please tip me with a like, comment, and subscription.
Alright, so story number 1 is this guy on Twitter who posted a snippet of a message from their mom, and his caption was, "In today's episode of Black Tax and Screw Your Own Plans." And the mom basically sent a message saying, "Good day, Bantwana Bami. I hope you are all okay. Christmas is around the corner. It comes with its out of the ordinary expenses, as we all know. Thank God we are all working this time. I expect everyone to contribute 1,500 Rand towards groceries, since we all know," and then the message is cut off. So this caused a bit of like woo-ha on Twitter because people were like, "Hi, bo." But I think a lot of us were actually in agreement when we said this guy was kind of being dramatic for calling this black tax, because guys, it is Christmas. Okay, like if your mom is hosting you guys for Christmas and you're all working, the least you could do is actually contribute towards the groceries. Like, at least she's not saying contribute, then come cook, then do this. Then even if she says come cook, actually, like if you guys are all working, it's fine. How many Christmases have your parents actually like sponsored for you when you were a kid? I know that sounds bad because, you know, parents have kids for their own reasons, and as a kid you shouldn't really owe them. But if you're going to be eating, like, you would have paid this money if you went to a restaurant. Why is it so hard to pay towards your mom? Okay. And I actually think this is a great initiative, because if everyone is working, she sent this message 2 months in advance, basically 2 paydays before Christmas, because this was in October. So you had your October salary and your November salary to like save this 1,500. And if you really want to, you can even use your December salary, because we do get paid before the 25th. So I don't really think this is black tax. I think people just like calling it black tax. But what do you guys think? Like, is the mom justified? Is the guy right? And guys, okay, so that's not really wild, right? But what was wild is that when people were getting angry at this guy for posting this, some people even went and searched who he was on LinkedIn and found where he worked, sent emails to his employer to let them know that this person was like not contributing towards like family responsibility. Like, you know what, people have time, okay? And when it's your day on Twitter, it's your day. So I don't know, I wasn't really happy with that. I didn't think it was necessary for them to like go and email their employer, which is actually kind of why I was not disclosing who I work for until I was done. Like, I was like, I know sometimes I talk a lot on Twitter, and sometimes I'm not saying really like popular opinions, so I didn't want to risk people going to my company and saying, "Oh, these are the type of people who work for you." Granted, I wasn't tweeting anything out of pocket, but you know, you never know who your tweet is gonna touch in the wrong way. So yeah, this happened to this guy. So, you know, just caution, guys, when you are online, make sure that you are like, you know, keeping a normal civil profile. And like, if your employers were to be, you know, alerted about your online activity, it's not something that could like cause you to lose your job. I don't think this is that hectic, like not at all. But like, if you are doing other funny things, if you know, good luck, because one day someone is going to report you, and you're going to lose your income over a couple of characters. So be warned. All right, cool. Story number 2. So over the last few years, you would have seen a couple of celebrities coming out and, like, you know, kind of announcing that they don't really have the money that we thought they did. Basically, they're broke, or they're owing this and that. And recently, Dr. MinGa actually was owing SARS, and he was asking people to give him donations and stuff. So a lot of people donated, which is great for him. You know, I'm happy that people have money to donate. I'm always like, you know, if people can donate to Dr. Malinga, who's famous, it means, you know, even people who are not famous might stand a chance. But I don't know how the fandom works. But anyways, he got lots of donations, and I think someone donated a really large amount. But then what ended up happening is that he forgot to pay donations tax. So in South African tax, the donations tax, which is 20%, it's 20% of the amount you donate, actually, but the onus is on the person who's donating. So if you guys donated to Dr. Malinga, you guys are actually liable to pay the donations tax. But I think there's like an amount, so it's like only if you donate over 100,000, then you have to pay that amount. But I think there was a massive like amount, you know, like sometimes even DJ Maporisa, and I don't know who the other guy is, sometimes they'll be like, okay guys, let's fundraise for a specific DJ, then they send lots of money. So they need to be declaring that so that they pay donations tax on it. But if they don't, then the person who received the money is actually liable to pay the donations tax. So in the instance of Dr. Malinga, he was in trouble with SARS. He got a lot of money donated to him. He paid off SARS, but now he forgot to pay donations tax. So basically it's going to be a never-ending cycle. He's going to owe SARS again, and then you guys are going to donate again, and then he's going to owe them again. So just be watched, just be aware when you guys are doing these things. Make sure you do check out the SARS website, like, for the correct like threshold and stuff. This actually also applies to people who are getting girlfriend allowances, and I'm getting to that. That's story number 3. If you are getting like large sums of girlfriend allowance, know that, you know, SARS is watching. And guys, SARS sometimes doesn't actually approach you when the money is still coming in. They don't approach you, you know, early. They just watch you, and they build their case, and then one random day, whip, and then, you know, when you owe SARS, you owe them money, then they add interest for all the years that have passed since you owed them. So just be careful with these massive girlfriend allowances that you guys are sending / receiving. Make sure you know what the tax implications are. Cool. Now to go into story number 3, girlfriend allowance. There is a guy who said, I need advice, guys, please. I earn 9,500 Rand. So how much should the girlfriend allowance be? Help the brother out. Firstly, I want to say, I don't think you should be giving anyone girlfriend allowance. 9.5 is not a lot, okay? And as a young person, you're still building yourself up. You're still trying to, you know, acquire these assets that you dream of, whether it's your car or your house. You're trying to invest, you're trying to save for retirement. All of these things that are like really important to make sure that you become the individual that you want to be are so much more important than a girlfriend allowance. I don't know if the girlies are not going to agree with me, because, you know, it's nice to receive money, but like also it must make sense. It must make sense. Like, don't be delusional, because this guy is gonna give, like, how much is the girlfriend allowance? 500 Rand. I mean, that's a nice gift. Like, it's free money. It's not like, you know, if I say, well, only 500 Rand. No, but I'm just saying, I think there are better things that you should be doing with your money than, you know, girlfriend allowancing. So be safe, be sure. Okay, I don't know, maybe I'm a hater. I don't know. But on the other hand, I definitely believe in wife allowance. Like, obviously girlfriend allowance, like if you guys have been dating, you guys are like about to be engaged and all of that, then yeah, sure. But wife allowance, 100% agree with that. All right, so to my boomers, to my 90s, 80s, 70s babies, actually I don't want to say 90s because I'm a 90s baby, but to the older generation. So you guys have been working for some time, right? But you know, the introduction of computers and digital stuff is kind of still fairly new to you guys. So I just want to say, be careful, okay, when you're getting emails, when you're clicking on links, because there was a story that I heard of where an elderly person clicked on a link and the email was, hey, it was like it seemed like it came from their CEO or CFO. Hey, they used her name, like they kind of, because like scammers are very smart, okay, and they work hard, they study you, they know the organizational structure, they know who's meant to be, you know, requesting these payments and all that, and they know that you're the accounting person who, you know, authorizes. But also maybe this is like a question for the internal controls of the entity, but story for another day. Auditor in me, sorry. But what happened was this lady got an email saying, hey, I'm gonna call her Margaret. Hey Margaret, please can you process this payment? It's in relation to 123. Just click on this link. Thank you so much, kind regards, CEO, CFO, whatever. So this might have been a normal type of email that Margaret receives. So Margaret didn't actually check who sent it, didn't check if it was actually within the organization, it didn't confirm externally or confirm verbally with the person, like, oh, you really want me to pay? Because I guess maybe that's not how they do things. Clicked on the link and it was a phishing link. When they clicked on the link, they entered the payment details and, you know, paid this invoice that they were told to pay, only to realize that they had just handed over critical information from that company to scammers. Luckily, it got caught fairly early, but the scammers managed to get away with, I think it was about 50,000 rand, and that isn't really a lot for a company, okay, but it could have been a lot more. And even if it was 1 rand, it is still a big cyber risk. The fact that people were able to access your details so easily means that you guys are not strong enough, like in terms of your internal controls. So as an elderly person, even if it's not you, even if it's your mom or your parents or your grandparents, like let them know, like there must be a way to not click on links. Like make sure the fonts look similar to your company fonts. Check the email, check who it actually came from before you make that payment, because guys, the last thing you want is to get fired over someone actually trying to scam you. Like you didn't even deliberately steal this money, you were just trying to do your job, and someone is out to get you. So be careful, be warned, these things are happening a lot, and if you're not sure, speak to your IT department, and they will definitely be able to help you. All right, cool. Next financial story, and this might actually be a very common one. So you know, people are getting married. Congratulations, an exciting time, love that for them. But what happens is sometimes the guy doesn't actually have the cash up front to like lobola the woman. So what sometimes happens is men will go and take out a loan to come and lobola. But what you guys are not realizing is that when you guys get married, or when that lobola has been, you know, completed, and you guys have that lunch and you guys are married in community or property, that loan that guy took out also falls within your credit. Like you are now also liable to pay that. So for example, if the man decides to not pay it back, the financial institution that gave him the loan is now allowed to come and claim that money back from you. So in other words, you have basically lowballered yourself, because this man took out a loan, joined his assets and his liabilities with you. Now you're also involved in the mess, because, you know, and the thing is, you're going to want to protect your credit, so you're going to try pay it back, but now you fall into the trap of actually lowballing yourself. Or what sometimes happens, where it's even more deliberate, where men will take a loan from the woman just to go and lowball the woman. Don't do that, guys. Like, honestly, ladies, don't do that. I don't think I've ever seen a wedding where like that worked out. And if you guys have heard of stories like this, let me know in the comments, because I know it's common, okay? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed this segment of Wild Financial Stories. My name is Nokuhle, and I hope you guys make better financial decisions than most people do. And if you've already made some of these decisions, don't judge yourself. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes, just that some people are more loud about theirs than others. But we're all learning how to become financially strong, and it is a work in progress. So do drop a comment down below if there's something that you think I've missed, or something that you want to alert other people about, so that we're not falling into some of the traps that other people have. All right, cool. Bye, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, please tip me with a like, comment, and subscription.